For Port Acre residents, the new project to fix ongoing drainage issues and how long it should take. Plus, it's the last day for Texas Democrats to get back to the Capitol or else. How California Governor Gavin Newsom plans to help and the agency tasked with tracking them down. And it's back to class for the Catholic Diocese of Beaumont schools. We're live with the upgrades at St. Anne's this year. 12 News Daybreak starts now. Good morning, Southeast Texas, and thanks for waking up with us here on 12 News Daybreak and 12 News Plus. I'm Cameron Burchett. Mark and Tia have the morning off. Your time right now is 7:08. Let's go ahead and get a look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. There's a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Skycam network over there in Lake Charles. Jeff, not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, looking pretty good out there for this morning. You got to have a cloud before you get any rain. So no clouds, nothing on radar. Everything's very quiet to start off on this Friday morning. So heading off to work or school, looks like you'll be okay for this morning. No problems out there. Temperature wise, we're sitting right there in the middle 70s, 76 in Woodville, also Silsbee, Orange, 75 Port Arthur, 75 or 77 Port Arthur, 75 Kirbyville, and then 73 in Jasper. Speaking of Jasper County Courthouse looking quiet this morning. This camera brought to you by Parvalis, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Forecast showing for highs into the lower to middle 90s today. About a 20% chance of a few showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm.
Thanks so much, Jeff. And today, family and friends will say goodbye to a beloved public servant. Former Nederland Police Chief Gary Porter will be laid to rest. Chief Porter devoted more than 47 years to law enforcement, beginning his career as a dispatcher at Nederland at just 18 years old. He died Sunday morning after battling cancer. Those who knew him best are reflecting on the lasting legacy he leaves behind.
But he's the guy that you call anytime, day or night, for anything, and he would always answer the phone for you. He's never too busy for you. There's just not many people like that. And so, you cherish those friends, and it's tough when you lose one.
Today's services will be at Nederland First Baptist Church. Visitation starts at 10 and the funeral begins at noon.
12 News Hurricane Headquarters, sponsored by Entergy.
12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Help is on the way for people in parts of Port Arthur who are sick of drainage issues. Yesterday, City Council approved $226,000 for a drainage project in Port Acres. 12 News reporter Derek Jones breaks down what's planned.
It was 3 inches from coming in my house. Luckily, it didn't do that.
Curtis Branch not only lives in Port Acres, he also owns a business in the neighborhood.
And it just, the water stayed here for 2 or 3 weeks before it went down, and you just had to deal with it.
He's referring to the floods that came with Hurricane Harvey in 2017.
Of course, people lost things and they had to get them replaced.
He lost his moving business.
And most of the time, like furniture, places that they would buy it from would deliver it. Sometimes I would, but that wasn't the case all the time.
The city of Port Arthur is now working to make sure his neighborhood doesn't flood like that again.
If there was a much improved drainage system, a lot of the private properties would not have been that much severely impacted.
Port Arthur City Manager Ronald Burton says the city has been in the planning stage for the Port Acres drainage system project for the past 8 years.
I've been working with various engineering firms to make sure that we did the design, both the engineering, the planning and design that was necessary for that area. And so now we are in that third phase.
The city received $12.6 million in federal funding from FEMA in 2018. And an additional $266,000 federal grant on Thursday. Burton says the project will improve the capacity of the drains.
We are just grateful that the council understood what was needed.
Construction is expected to be finished in 2027, welcoming news to neighbors who still feel the impact from Harvey.
I eventually got back on my feet.
City leaders say neighbors can expect construction to begin by the end of this year. And the Catholic Diocese The Catholic Diocese of Beaumont School starts class today. And over at St. Anne's Catholic School, there's a lot for students to look forward to this year. 12 News reporter Daniela Tabuada-Palau is live at the school in Beaumont, speaking with the principal this morning. Daniela, what's going on?
Well, I'm currently here. There's still no students coming. There's the cheerleaders that are here getting ready to let in all the other students that are going to start. And I'm here with Principal Kiker. And what are we excited for this year?
Oh, first of all, we're excited that our kids are coming back. We've missed them. This campus is a pretty lonely place without them. They certainly bring the joy. We've got 56 new students, 56 new families, 75 new students. So we're thrilled to welcome them to our school community. It's just a really good time to be a Wildcat. We're so excited about the year ahead.
Of course, of course. And for those new students and the ones who are coming back, you have new renovations with the school. What are those?
We do. So we have a brand new library. It's beautiful with lots of really creative spaces for learning and collaboration. We have a brand new gym with a beautiful wood floor and new locker room for all of our athletes and for our PE classes. So just a lot happening around here right now.
Of course, of course. And then there has been some construction happening because of TxDOT. What exactly, is that going to impact traffic at all?
I don't believe it will impact traffic coming into school in the morning because the lane closure is very minimal coming into town this way. I think that it is going to be a challenge in the afternoon when we are dismissing, but we have asked our parents when they're exiting. So behind you is where the majority of our parents exit carpool in the morning and the afternoon. We've asked them to turn right and then maybe make a block and go back that way. So if they're able to do that in the afternoon, we should see minimal disruption to the line. But with any kind of construction, there's going to be wait time, and we'll just have to provide some grace and patience as we start the year.
Of course, of course. And I guess students are still trying to come in. We're getting ready. And so I guess that's all the time we might have for today, but we'll be coming back at 7:30 to have more conversation about this incredible school year.
All of our kids starting to come by then, so that'll be great.
Sounds good. I'll send it back to you, Cameron.
Thank you so much, Daniela. We'll check back in with you at 7:30. Now to the state capitol, where today is the deadline for Texas Democrats breaking quorum to come back. Last night, we learned that California Governor Gavin Newsom plans to host them today. He'll be joined by other political leaders from California who are considering their own form of redistricting to balance out Texas' potential changes. Meanwhile, Senate Bill 4 uses the same redistricting map the House proposed. President Trump has made it clear he wants Texas to secure 5 more Republican congressional seats. Committee Chair State Senator Phil King says he's confident the map is legal, but civil rights advocates have concerns.
At all, I studied the House map, watched some of the hearings, had asked our legal counsel to review the House map to determine if they agreed that it was legal in all respects, and decided it was a good map, better for Texas, better for the nation.
What the legislature delivered with SB 4 is a map that brazenly and intentionally cracks historic majority-minority districts, including court-ordered BRA districts, and then packs other minority groups into tight urban areas to dilute their political power. That is targeted racial discrimination, plain and simple.
The proposed map is now heading to the full Senate for consideration and could come up for a vote next week. Texas Democrats also learned yesterday the FBI has agreed to assist in tracking them down. The agency was contacted by Texas DPS after Democrats fled the state this past Sunday. They're calling the redistricting an abuse of power.
That's not the American way. That's not the way we should work. And if we don't fight against that now, once this happens, that's the end of our democracy.
Back in Austin, the House remains at a standstill for the time being. President Trump's reciprocal tariff plan is now in effect, and while the White House calls it an economic boost, businesses and consumers are now concerned. Jay Gray has more.
A full day in, and President Trump celebrating his tariff plan. Import fees on more than 90 countries now set at between 10 and 50%.
We have a country that's the hottest country right now anywhere in the world.
But feeling the heat, perhaps the most right now, consumers
They're going to hit us very hard.
and business owners.
It doesn't feel like you're standing on solid ground. It's hard to make decisions.
A new CNBC poll evidence of that concern. With prices climbing, the president's approval numbers are falling on the economy, tariffs, and cost of living.
They're concerned that inflation is rising faster than their incomes. They are negative on tariffs by a 45 to 51, and they see tariffs as hurting workers and raising prices.
With the new tariffs now in place and more on microchips, semiconductors, and pharmaceuticals likely on the way, today, another deadline from the White House. The president threatening to increase economic sanctions on Russia if Vladimir Putin doesn't call for a ceasefire in his war with Ukraine by midnight.
It's going to be up to him. We're going to see what he has to say. It's going to be up to him.
Talks between the White House and Kremlin clearly intensifying ahead of what sources say could be a face-to-face meeting between the leaders as early as next week.
Coming up, 409 sports reporter Holton Pepper is live at West Orange Stark with a high school football preview. Your time right now is 7:11.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
7:13 on this Friday morning. Got a little time if you got to be at work by 8 o'clock. And as we look out, you can see sun's coming up over downtown Beaumont. There's Beaumont off in the distance there. We have that one little cloud popping up. I don't know if that's so much a Mother Nature cloud or a industry cloud there. I think it's probably the latter. But we're looking pretty good out there for this morning. Not exactly cool, but not hot either. We're right there into the lower 70s or middle 70s like we usually are. 76 in Woodville, Silsbee, and Orange. 75 in Kirbyville. 73 in Jasper. About 77 right now in Port Arthur. Radar's quiet. We don't have anything going on for this morning. And this afternoon we could see a couple isolated showers, but we're going to keep our rain coverages down today, about 20%, especially up towards the lakes. We could see maybe a couple of showers south of I-20, maybe a little bit I-20, I-10. About maybe 20-30% there, but a couple of showers out in the Gulf, but they're well in the out there towards the central Gulf a little bit, or at least a little bit farther south than we have been seeing the last few days. Most of the state is fairly quiet this morning. Don't have much going on. And as we go through the morning, it should be very quiet. Temperatures in the middle, the upper 80s by 10 o'clock. We'll be right there around 90 degrees by lunchtime. And then during the afternoon, we can't rule out a couple of showers here or there. We'll go about 93 to 95 for afternoon highs today. Heat index up there about 100, 105. So take care, stay hydrated, take your breaks if you're going to be out in the afternoon working or playing. Temperatures this evening in the 80s, and then we back off into the 70s holding into your Saturday morning. Very quiet night tonight, light winds, mostly clear skies. Out in the Atlantic, not too quiet. We do have one little disturbance the Hurricane Center's watching, but you can see the tracks of the computer models. Take it and leave it out there in the Atlantic. Does not bother us here in the U.S. 60% coverage or 60% chance of some development there. And then we have another little disturbance off the central Atlantic coast. That's moving out as well, and it only has a 20% chance of development there. So neither one of these are going to be bothering the U.S. anytime, and we're looking at nothing in the western Gulf through the next 7 days. So looking good there as well. Our forecast for today, partly cloudy, a little bit of a southeasterly wind at 3 to 8, highs around 93 to 95. Back into the middle 70s for tonight, mostly clear. Winds are fairly calm, and then our 7-day forecast really pretty much just more of the same, I hate to say, but 20-30% coverage of a shower or thunderstorm each day, with temperatures into the lower 90s and lows into the middle 70s. There might be a little bit better chance of rain on Monday, but it's only about a 40% coverage there. So I think you'll be fine trying to get outdoor plans in. Just kind of keep an eye to the sky for a few scattered showers or storms.
Eye to the sky, okay.
Yeah.
Going for alliteration today, I like it. Or a nice some rhyming going on there.
Just popped out. Wasn't even planning on it.
Right off the dome. Right off the
It's
dome.
a little weatherman lingo for you.
Weatherman lingo.
Eye to the sky.
Do you
yeah.
have an encyclopedia or any book that I can?
Yeah, I found it's $9.99 on Amazon. I'll give you the link.
Yeah, I really need it. I'd love to see if we can just put some Jeff Gerber.
I'll give you a discount of $11.
Oh, perfect. Thanks so much, Jeff. And here's a little something to cheer you up out of Denver. A fan favorite, splooting squirrels. This little guy was feeling the heat in someone's yard. If you weren't aware, this is what animals do to stay cool. They lie on their stomachs and spread out. They can't sweat like people do, so they sploot. Looks effective and affordable.
409 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
Southeast Texas is getting pumped for Friday Night Lights. And this morning we're highlighting the 4-time 4A Division II state champs, the West Orange Stark Mustangs. Our very own 409 sports reporter Holton Pepper is live in West Orange, where the Mustangs are training hard for the season. Hey Holton, what's going on?
Dan R. Hook Stadium is, just to start things off, Dan R. Hook Stadium is one of the more impressive stadiums in all of Southeast Texas, really in all of the state. You mentioned it before. This is a program that doesn't really need much of an introduction. West Orange Stark is one of those programs that almost brings a shudder to the opponents when they hear the name, because of how many times we have seen this program develop into what has become a Goliath of a program and a household name, not just in Southeast Texas, but in the state of Texas as well. So talking about coming into this season, last year Hiawatha Hickman and this West Orange Stark Mustang crew went 9-3 overall, to the tune of a chance for them to play for the 4A Division II District 9 title, of course, against Hampshire Finette on the road. That game went, of course, the way of the Hampshire Finette Longhorns, but here's the catch. They still get a few really good players back for the next upcoming season. One in particular that I want to talk about is the running back who was a sophomore last season, turned junior this season, Kelvie Jefferson. This kid is everywhere. He is only a 5'3" stature, and this is the incredible part. A 5'3" stature, you may thinking of something like the guy, Deuce Vaughn, who used to run out there at Kansas State, the guy that's now with the Dallas Cowboys, you know, a small stature, but those guys can be sneaky, very, very, very sneaky. And that is exactly the kind of, I guess, presence that West Orange Stark is going to want from Jefferson this season. 5'3" stature, the guy can squeeze through the hole and get through, because the thing about West Orange Stark is they have a very impressive offensive line. One of the things that they put a lot of emphasis on is the war in the trenches. I remember last year just watching them play against teams like Hampshire, Fannett, and Silsbee and what have you, and Jasper, and they had a lot of beef up front, and they have a lot of size up front, and they can move the pile around and get the ball where it needs to go. So I think that's going to be the most important aspect of the game for West Orange Stark coming into this season. Look for the running game, because after all, Kelvey did run for about 1,300 yards last season. He was very, very impressive in his sophomore year. That's the crazy part. This kid's going to be a junior this year, and he's already made a name for himself, not just on this varsity roster, but with West Orange Stark. We're going to talk to head coach Hiawatha Hickman later in the show, so stay tuned for that, and we're going to kind of break down what he believes are going to be the key aspects to what is going to bring success back to Dan R. Hook Stadium and bring this town back to championship caliber style football play. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you, Cameron, in the studio. We'll be right back out here at Dan R. Hook Stadium.
Thanks so much, Holton. We'll be sure to look back for it at 7:30. It's been 40 years since the greatest imaginary band rocked the world, but now it's time to get the band back together.
So you think you might fill the bill?
I don't want to die.
We've only lost 11 or 12? 11 drummers.
Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues hits theaters in September. It once again follows the fictional band Spinal Tap as they navigate the rock star lifestyle and try to find their 12th drummer. The mockumentary is full of guest cameos like Paul McCartney, Elton John, and Questlove. Okay, so you're at the airport, ready to board, but your 10-year-old's passport has a hiccup. So what do? Well, if you're this morning's trending couple, you just leave your kid behind and hop on the plane. You heard me right. They ditched their kid to catch their flight. The parents, desperate not to miss their trip, figured they'd just go and call a relative to pick up their son. Meanwhile, he's just hanging out with airport staff, seemingly unbothered. The police stopped the plane, found the parents, and escorted them off. And if yard sales are your thing, it might be time to take a road trip. There's one happening right now that spans 700 miles. The world's longest yard sale runs along Highway 127 from Michigan to Alabama and spans 6 states. The annual event started in 1987, originally just in Tennessee and Kentucky, but over the years it grew a lot. It's a big boost to local economies, generating millions of dollars of revenue every year. The sale runs through this Sunday. It's currently 7:22. Meteorologist Jeff Gerber will be right back with another look at your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Boma.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
The Kirbyville Wildcat 4-H program is hosting a barbecue fundraiser today. For $10, you can get a pulled pork sandwich, chips, and a drink. The money raised will help send the Kirbyville and Jasper County 4-H presidents to the National 4-H Congress in Atlanta this November. It'll be held at Central Baptist Church on Highway 96 in Kirbyville. Barbecue will be sold from 11 a.m. until they run out.
$10, that's a pretty good price.
I know. We might just go after, we get off of work, honestly. Take a trip for some barbecue. I mean, if it's worth it, Redbird, something like that.
Well, yeah, there you go.
We'll find out.
Southeasterly winds at 5 knots along the coast for your Friday. Seas only about 1 foot. High tide, we had one earlier at 5:01. Our last one for the day is at 1:24 for this afternoon. Our sunrise was at 6:40. Our sun sets tonight just after 8 o'clock at about 8:03. It's getting closer and closer to 8 o'clock. Water temperature out there in the Gulf is 88. We're seeing right now a little bit of a northeasterly wind, about 3 to 5 miles an hour. Mostly smooth on the inland lakes and bays today. Could see a few isolated showers or thunderstorms late this afternoon, early evening, but coverage is today only about 20, maybe 30%. As we head towards the weekend, we'll see more scattered showers and thunderstorms as well as next week and hot temperatures. We'll have a complete 7-day forecast coming up in the next half hour.
Coming up on 12 News Plus, a game changer for Southeast Texas healthcare. Our exclusive look into a new cancer center in Beaumont and how it'll keep patients close to home. Plus, we're live at St. Anne's Catholic School on the first day back to class. Hear from the principal on the recent upgrades students will get to enjoy this year. And as we work to clear the shelters, we show you the tiny village that's getting dogs adopted faster up north. Your time right now is 7:26. Here's a live look outside this morning out in Beaumont. We'll have more news and weather in just a few minutes. Be sure to stick with us. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Cameron Burchett. Mark and Tia have the morning off. Your time right now is 7:30. Let's take a look at your top stories this morning. A Jefferson County murder case 25 years in the making is headed to trial, and we now have a court date. 68-year-old Terry Rose is accused of killing his ex-girlfriend Kimberly Langwell in 1999. He turned down a plea deal this week and now faces up to life in prison if convicted. His trial is set for December 8th. Next, a Jefferson County prosecutor has resigned a week after being arrested on a domestic violence charge. Beaumont police arrested Sonny Eckhart after his wife told officers he became violent during an argument. According to a police report, she said he threw her to the ground and grabbed her by the neck during a fight over their child. Last, a Beaumont man will spend the next 10 years on probation after getting caught using fake $100 bills at Parkdale Mall. William Patio Jr. pled guilty to 3 counts of forgery yesterday. In 2022, police say he used the counterfeit cash at 6 stores, including Ulta and Bath & Body Works. Prosecutors dropped 3 additional charges as part of the plea deal. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside now from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Jeff, it's over Lake Charles, not a cloud in the sky. Now we're taking a look at Jasper. It pretty much looks the same as we've talked about all morning. Nothing really there.
Yeah, clear skies out there for this morning and pretty comfortable temperatures. Yeah, it's humid, but temperatures not too bad. We're in the middle 70s. 76 Woodville, Silsbee, Orange, 75 now in Jasper, Kirbyville, then 77 in Port Arthur. So not looking too bad to start off on this Friday morning. As we look outside, we'll go back to Jasper, and like I said, just clear skies out there on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. This camera brought to you by Parvalis, and as we can look elsewhere across the area, we will definitely see clear skies. You might catch a cloud here or there, but that's about it. Not looking bad. Like over in Orange, here's the Horseman's Western Store, and that sun is coming up. Make sure you have those sunglasses on. If you're traveling over towards Louisiana, you'll need it this morning. Temperature's going to be into the lower to middle 90s for this afternoon, 94, maybe 95 towards the lakes. And once again, we'll put in a small chance of rain in our forecast, about 20-30% today. A nice afternoon shower, a thunderstorm, or maybe something early in the evening.
We now know why a Silsbee woman claims she crashed into the Catholic Church in Lumberton. She says it was all for a movie. Officers say Lisa Chatelaine drove her pickup through the front doors of Infant Jesus Catholic Church last month, causing more than $100,000 in damage. According to our probable cause affidavit, when officers questioned her, Chatelaine told them she was making a movie. Police arrested her Wednesday after she showed up at the station asking for her phone and ID. She didn't know there was a warrant out for her arrest. She's charged with criminal mischief and is out on bond. This morning, we're getting a look inside the new state-of-the-art cancer center coming to Beaumont. It's a view you'll only see on 12 News. The center will offer treatments that patients would usually have to go to Houston to get. Now, our friends and neighbors can get the care they need closer to home. 12 News reporter Spencer Plato got a look inside the new facility at Baptist Hospital. She shows us how the project is coming along.
The sawing, the painting, and the measuring, all to build a new cancer center for Southeast Texas.
Welcome to the new construction site of the Baptist Hospital Southeast Texas Cancer Network.
The new $40 million center spans more than 40,000 square feet. Director Galen Jones says it will provide usual services like chemotherapy, infusion, hematology, and radiation oncology. But her goal is to make patients more comfortable.
We're going to have this skylight that will have a beautiful picture on it so they'll feel like that they're enjoying the outdoors as they're lying on the treatment table.
And at peace.
We are really feeling fortunate that we have a full-time chaplain on staff, plus we're going to be able to have this chapel for patients that really need some moments to themselves.
Previously, patients traveled to Houston for treatment, but now they can be treated in their neck of the woods.
They can stay here in their community, still work if they need to, be with their family, be with their church family, be with their neighbors, and not have the hassle of driving an hour and a half each way.
A hassle radiation oncologist Ernest Emel says patients don't have to deal with anymore.
Services that would be provided in Houston or New York City or Paris, we all follow the same standards and objectively demonstrate that through our accreditation. by people that are here in their communities.
And that the center will offer services not provided anywhere else.
We have a dietitian on staff. We have a suspicion of cancer clinic, so if there's anything abnormal that somebody needs further workup on, we can help direct that.
Construction at the new center will be completed in early December and opening fully in January.
We have lots of new and exciting things that we're going to be able to do in this building, as well as provide great access to care for people within our community.
Reporting in Beaumont, Spencer Plato, 12 News.
New this morning, a big change this year for Central Middle School in Nederland. The city has passed a new ordinance establishing a school safety zone during drop-off and pickup times. Go ahead and take a look at this map. All motor vehicles will be prohibited in this zone on North 17th Street 30 minutes before and after school starts and ends. The area will be reserved for those walking and riding bikes during those times. This is effective immediately. Those who violate the ordinance could face a $200 fine. The Catholic Diocese of Beaumont Schools starts class today. And over at St. Anne's Catholic School, there's a lot for students to look forward to this year. 12 News reporter Daniela Tabuada-Palau is live at the school in Beaumont, speaking with the principal this morning. Daniela, looks like you've got a crowd there with you. What's going on?
I do, actually. Well, right now the students are actually coming in through a carpool line, and I'm here with one of the fellow cheerleaders and students, Emma. What are we excited for this year?
I'm really excited to be one of the oldest kids in the entire school, and I'm just excited to be a cheerleader at pep rallies and stuff.
Okay. And then why do we have so many students coming in? What is up with the cheerleaders? What kind of environment are we trying to provide this morning?
Absolutely. So it's the first day of school, and it's just joyful. There's just joy everywhere. When the kids are here, there's nothing but joy on our campus. So we really like to make sure they know how excited we are that they're back on campus. So our cheerleaders definitely bring that excitement. Twofold, they're also really good with our smaller kids who are maybe here for the first time. They're a little anxious, they're a little scared. They're much more likely to get out of the car to a beautiful cheerleader who's excited than they are to grown-ups. So we just love having them here, and it just really sets the tone for the year that we're just excited to have all of our kids back on campus.
Of course. And then there's the new library, a new gym. Have you seen it yet?
I've seen the library. I don't think I've seen the gym yet.
What are some exciting things that you're ready to do with this new library?
I'm excited to go there to check some new books out because I don't really have a lot of books with me. I'm really excited for that and to go down there.
Of course. And then, Ms. Kiker, there's traffic, there's construction happening. What are some advice that we can give the parents here for moving forward?
Well, the best advice we can give right now is to leave earlier in the morning just to avoid a little bit of the traffic, but I don't foresee the morning to be the bigger problem, the afternoon. So if we could just give our parents the advice to be patient. Number one, we will be out here assisting. And number two, when they exit our parking lot, to turn right instead of attempting to turn left, because it will create a great deal of congestion. But we'll show some grace and patience, and we'll get through it.
Well, thank you so much, Emma and Ms. Kiker.
Thank you for being here today.
Of course. And this is just the first day of school. We have a whole year left, and they're very excited for this year, and I'm going to send it back to Cameron, back in the studio.
Thank you so much, Daniela. We hope they have a great first day at school. A reminder, tax-free weekend starts today and runs through Sunday at midnight. School supplies, backpacks, and most clothing and footwear will be exempt from sales tax. You can make purchases in store or online. Just keep in mind that shipping and handling may affect the price. 12 News is working with Southeast Texas Rescues to help clear the shelters. All month long, we're showing you animals in need of forever homes from 3 different shelters. Meet Donna. She's a year old and she's available at Beaumont Animal Care. Donna was brought in with her puppies, and the shelter says she's ready to find a forever home of her own. You can adopt her for only $20 until September 1st. Outside Scranton, Pennsylvania, there's a very special village just for dogs, and you're about to see why these pups may never want to leave. It's gotten a lot of attention on social media, and it's getting animals adopted faster. ABC's Danny New has the scoop.
at Animal Care Sanctuary in rural Pennsylvania.
Oh, you're making the floor all dirty.
More than a dozen dogs just got their own luxury suites.
How common is it for animal shelters to have these sort of tiny villages?
We think we are really the first.
Over the past few weeks, this animal shelter has been getting the attention of millions online for opening what they call Tiny Home Village.
So this is Brooklyn's tiny home number 6.
Executive Director Terry McKendry gave us a little tour of the 16 tiny homes.
As you can see, the tiny home has 2 dog doors.
Each one costs $20,000 to build and has heating, AC, doggy doors, a porch, a front yard, and a little kiddie pool action.
You cannot walk through Tiny Home Village and not be like, this is just the cutest thing ever.
But the shelter did not first embark on this project 2 years ago just to be cute. They came up with this idea to address critical issues facing many shelters, such as preventing the spread of disease, adding capacity to receive more dogs from the south, and helping the adoptees avoid something called kennel stress.
Our tiny homes are a decompression. They're very peaceful, they're quiet. The dogs can decompress there and they're not picking up these tiny behavior issues, so adoptions are happening more quickly.
Coming up, we check back in with 409 sports reporter Holton Pepper, who's live at West Orange Stark with a high school football preview. Your time right now is 7:41.
And heading out the door this morning to clear skies and temperatures into the 70s. We're expecting to see highs today up into the lower to middle 90s and a small rain chance. Over the weekend, still rain chances continue. Matter of fact, next week they continue. We'll have a complete look at your 7-day forecast coming up in weather.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers.
Taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
7:44 now on this Friday morning. If you need to get to work by 8, you better get going. Slow down though, don't go too fast. Hopefully work's down the street there. As a look over towards Lake Charles, I-210, just south of Lake Charles, our Roofing 911 live Skycam network, as we have mostly clear skies out there this morning. Just a few clouds over there towards the Lake Charles skyline. As we look at temperatures right now, we're generally into the middle 70s. Between 77 and 75, so that's pretty much right there, middle 70s. 76 Woodville and Silsbee, Jasper's at 75, as well as Kirbyville, then 77 in Port Arthur and 77 in Orange. Very quiet on the radar. Don't have anything going on for this morning radar-wise, so that's good news. Now, we could see a few spotty showers, an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon, late into the evening. But this morning, I don't think you have any problems if you have any outdoor projects you want to try to get done. Maybe doing a little bit of work in the garden before 10 o'clock before it starts to get hot. You'll be fine out there for this morning. There are some showers out in the Gulf. They should stay out in the Gulf. We're not looking at anything here to pop up as we go through this morning and this afternoon. Maybe a few here and there, but not a lot. As we see temperatures climbing through the 80s this morning, we'll be near 90 at lunchtime, and then during the afternoon you can see at least a Futurecast trying to show a few showers south of I-10 for say middle part of the afternoon, and then maybe a few more farther north as we head towards the early evening hours. But looking pretty quiet for the most part today. Most folks probably won't see any rain. Others could get a couple of heavy downpours here and there. As we drop off into the 80s this evening, and then overnight expecting to see temperatures back down into the 70s, a lot of middle to upper 70s to go into your Saturday morning. In the tropics, still have those couple of areas of concern. National Hurricane Center says this one out in the Atlantic has about a 60% chance of some development, but these little pink lines here are computer model runs, and they're all showing that it should stay in the open Atlantic and not affect the U.S. or really anywhere. And then as we look out towards our east coast, we have a little disturbance there. It's moving out into the Atlantic, and it only has a 20% chance of development there. So a couple of things out there, but nothing will be affecting the Gulf. Matter of fact, our 7-day forecast looking pretty quiet in the Gulf over the through 8/14, so that takes us through the middle of August. That's pretty good. All right, our forecast for today, partly cloudy, 20% coverage through the area with temperatures in the lower to middle 90s, and then tonight some middle to upper 70s, mostly clear skies and light and variable winds. Our 7-day forecast shows rain coverages stay about the same over the weekend, 20-30% Saturday, Sunday with highs there into the lower 90s. We'll up our rain chances slightly to 40% on Monday. A little bit of moisture maybe coming in off the Gulf, so we'll go with a little bit higher rain chance there. And then Tuesday through Thursday, rain coverage is around 20-30%.
Yes, old song goes, rain is a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Old song, that's Luke Bryan.
I know.
Like 10 years ago. Yeah, sorry, it's so old.
No,
it's so old now. It's so old.
I'm trying to think of the lyrics, but yeah, they're starting to come back to me.
Yeah, just a little bit. But no, the radar was nice and quiet. It's never a bad thing, but with a little bit of rain thrown in there to help mix it up, it's not bad.
Yeah, and like I said, every day we'll get a little bit here and there. Over the next 7 days, we might pick up an inch in some spots, but it's not going to be a ton of rainfall.
Oh, hey, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Sure.
If you're from the Golden Triangle, we know what that is. That's Cherokee from Port Neches, echoing throughout the stands at P&G last night. Hundreds turned out for the district's annual Fire It Up pep rally. The district's spirit teams, student groups, fall sports teams, and band all participated. P&G administrators say it's a perfect way to get everyone in the spirit before classes start back next week. P&G takes on the Klein Oak Panthers August 29th.
409 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
Southeast Texas is getting pumped for those Friday night lights. And this morning we're highlighting the 4-time 4A Division II state champs, District 9, the West Orange Stark Mustangs. Our very own sports reporter, 409 Sports, Holton Pepper, is live in West Orange, where the Mustangs are training hard. Holton, who do you have with you this morning?
This is head coach Hiawatha Hickman, and he is one of the most prominent head coaches in this area. He has been able to really kind of turn this entire program. We talked a little bit earlier about that this program really doesn't need much of an introduction, but Hiawatha Hickman, coach, I appreciate you doing this today, and I love being out here. I love being out here, smelling the fresh cut grass and smelling these kids, you know, and just over the off season, you know, you guys had a really talented roster last year, 9-3 overall, and got to the second round. And but just over the off season, how have you guys been able to rebound? You know, looking forward, you still got a lot of your core guys, but how has it looked, you know, overall?
Well, it's just been all about, you know, taking it to the next step, and you know that was our calling card in the off season, is to earn it. You know, if we're gonna get to the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, it's gonna be because we earn it. You know, in the district that we play in the region that we play in, I mean, you're gonna have to go out and earn it and take it. So that's kind of been what we've been doing in the off season. Is getting prepared for this, you know, this long haul of tough schedule that we play.
It is. But I mean, hey, you're practicing in the morning though. You getting away from that heat. You getting away from the sun. It's been pretty decent this week. But I wanted to talk about your running back, your 5'3" running back, who you talk about his height, but no one really talks about the strength of that kid and what he's able to do and how speedy he is. And coming off a really decent, a really impressive sophomore season, I should say, coming into his junior year. Talk about his presence on this team.
Well, what he doesn't have in height, he has in everything else. I mean, he's a 350-pound bencher. He squats the world, and nobody's here before him, and nobody leaves after him. He's one of those guys that's here all the time. Him and his dad, they put in all kind of extra work, and like I say, he makes up for the size. I mean, he's a guy that's been here playing since he was a freshman, and he just knows. He's an old veteran now. He's one of our leaders on our team, and he's one of the best I've been around. We're gonna line up and hand it to him as many times as we can and see how that works out for us.
One of the things that I had spoken about just before we popped on here at 7:47, I was talking about the line for West Orange Talk, talking about how decent you guys are with the run game. But then we talked before we got on here, talking about your front seven on the defensive side and how they have you had so many sophomores last year, but they're coming back, returning starters. How important is that to have that front seven solidified on the defense?
Well, that's one of the indications when you come around here. Like I told you earlier, you look at start counting the silver hats, and you start seeing how many returners, and you look at our defensive holder right now, we got quite a few, and that makes us feel good about what we do when we got guys that's done it before, and we just so far ahead now than where we were last year with having those returners. So we could be a little bit more advanced on defense and do some stuff that we couldn't do a year ago, and that comes with having returners. And around here, like I say, we count the silver hats. With them silver hats, we got a lot of silver hats. It's usually an indication we're going to be pretty good.
Well, Coach, I appreciate your time. I really do. And I'm going to let you get back to running these kids around, getting them conditioned for the day. They're going to open up in week 1 against Newton here at home at Dan R. Hook Stadium. It's going to be one heck of a show out. These two, they're two programs that are really talented. But we wanted to thank you, Coach, for being out here today.
Thank you for being out here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We enjoyed it. Thank you very much. All right, well, we're going to send it back to you in the studio, Cameron.
Yeah, he looked excited for it. His shirt had Newton on it. Not sure what it goes for. Maybe we'll find out later. But be sure to gear up and maybe take a couple laps yourself. Just really get into that spirit, Holton. When 12 News Daybreak returns on 12 News Plus, we'll have more news and weather in your morning rush out. Your time right now is 7:52.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his coworkers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak on 12 News Plus. Your time right now is 7:55 and it's time for your morning rush out. Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. A Silsbee woman claims she crashed into the Infant Jesus Catholic Church in Lumberton last month for a movie. Officers say Lisa Chatelaine drove her pickup through the front doors, causing more than $100,000 in damage. According to her probable cause affidavit, she told officers she was making a movie. She's charged with criminal mischief and is out on bond. Next, a Jefferson County murder case 25 years in the making is heading to trial, and we now have a court date. 68-year-old Terry Rose is accused of killing his ex-girlfriend Kimberly Langwell in 1999. He turned down a plea deal this week and now faces up to life in prison if convicted. His trial is set for December 8th. And today, family and friends will say goodbye to a beloved public servant. Former Nederland Police Chief Gary Porter will be laid to rest. He devoted more than 47 years to law enforcement, beginning his career as a dispatcher at just 18 years old. He passed away Sunday morning after battling cancer. His visitation starts at 10 at Nederland First Baptist Church. The funeral begins at noon.
And as we look at our 7-day forecast, showing temperatures holding there into the lower 90s all the way through the next 7 days. And every day we've had a rain chance, but we're only looking at about a 20-30% chance of a couple of showers each day. A little bit higher chance maybe on Monday, but overall not looking in too bad as we look at our 7-day forecast.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to end it there. I thought you had more to say.
That was it. I mean, we've been saying the same thing over and over.
Just
all
rain,
morning.
rain, 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 rain.
Yeah, there you go.
I think there's a song for that one.
There's lots of rain songs.
Thanks for watching 12 News Daybreak. We'll be sure to tune in at 11 for midday.
Have a great day, everybody.